Welcome to Brain Vision.
Okay, so once again, we have a 12 kilogram package. So we have a package on an incline, which is 12 kilograms right there. And then the incline happens to be 53 degrees Celsius. The coefficient of static friction on the surface, which we're going to call uh, mu k, coefficient of kinetic friction, mu k, happens to be 0.4. Okay, happens to be 0.4. The mass of the package, m, equals to 12 kilograms, and therefore the weight of the uh, object, mg, is 12.0 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared, and that's going to give us the total weight of the object, which happens to be 117.6. So we have an object on the incline, and the object is going to slide downwards. So we need a force that slides it all the way down, and that happens to be mg sine theta. Remember, theta is the angle between this angle right here. This is our theta. And then the normal force that keeps the object on the surface, N. That's kind of like the reaction of the incline on the object. And then the object pushes the incline with the force mg cosine of theta. Mg cosine of theta. So on this problem, part A, we want to find the work done by friction. Work done by friction. Remember, in general, if you think about work, it's a force times displacement. Force times displacement. Another aspect of the problem is that the object is going to slide downwards a length of 2 meters. So this distance, we can say from right here up until the base, that's going to be 2 meters. So part A, it says we need to find the work done by friction. So work done by friction, I'll call that W subscript F, is the frictional force times the displacement S of 2 meters. Frictional force is mu K times mg cosine theta, and then times the displacement, which gives us 0.4 times 12 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared, and then times cosine of 53 degrees. Remember, this is friction, so friction is working against the object right here, Fk, and so it's going to be a negative solution. If you punch in the numbers, you get approximately, this is an approximate value of friction, which is negative 56.62 joules. Remember, work is measured in joules, so 56.62. If you plug in the numbers, you get, times. You also have to remember cosine of 53 is in degrees, so you got, 0.4 times 12 times 9.8, that's 47.04. Then you multiply that by cosine of 53, and then times 2. So 2 is the distance it travels, 2 meters. And that gives us negative 56.62. Negative 56.62. The other part of the problem, the second part of the problem, which I'm going to do on the next page, so I'm just going to go right to the next page, is that we need to find C, not C, but part B. Why am I saying C? B is gravity. Okay, so gravity is what's pushing. So the work done by gravity. And if you can recall from the incline, it looks like that. This is the weight. The weight is resolved into mg cosine theta, and then mg sine theta, and then the frictional force, Fk, that opposes the motion. So the work done by gravity, I'm going to call that Wg, is the mg sine theta times the distance displacement, which I'm calling S. S is the displacement. Remember, there's a difference between distance and displacement. Displacement is the distance in a specified direction. Displacement distance is just a magnitude. Displacement is a vector. So this gives me 12 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared times sine of 53 degrees, and then times the distance that gravity, the force responsible, the horizontal component of gravity moves. And so that gives me WG, work done by gravity, happens to be 187. Approximately, if you plug in the numbers, you're going to get 187.84 joules, 187.84 joules. That's the second part of the problem. So we had to get the mg and then multiply that by sine of 53, and then by the distance, and that gives us 187.84. The last part of the problem, which I'm going to do on the next page, is they're asking for what's the, not the last part, but the normal force. The normal force, okay? That's the work done by the normal force. Work done by the normal force. Remember, it's an incline, and the normal force is pointing that way. Okay, the normal force is pointing that way at an incline of 53 degrees. It's opposed by mg cosine theta. Mg sine theta is the force sliding the object downwards. Frictional force is in the opposite direction, which is Fk. The work done by the normal force is the normal force times the displacement of the normal force. Now, in the horizontal direction, the displacement is 0 because the normal force does not move in the horizontal direction. So regardless of the size of the normal force, the energy or the work done by the normal force will be 0. Finally, the last part of the problem, they're asking, what's the net work done. So the net work done is just going to be the work done in part A, which is the work done by friction, plus the work done by gravity, plus the work done by the normal force. You sum those up together. We know this is 0 joules. So we have to go back and see negative 56.62. That's the work done by friction. And then plus the work done by gravity. That's in the previous page, page 2, 187.84 joules. So 187.84 0.84 joules. If you sum those together, you end up with 131.22 joules. So once again, this problem was helping us find the work done by friction. It's negative because it's opposing the motion of the object down the incline. And then the second part, we had to do the work done by gravity. That's mg sine theta times the displacement, which is 2 meters. The work done by normal force is 0 because the normal force doesn't move downwards in the horizontal direction down the incline. And then we sum those together. We get the total work or the net work done by this object sliding down the incline. Thanks a lot for listening to the video. Feel free to comment. Feel free to ask any questions or any clarifications that you might have. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.